Now, a while back, I said that duplicate logbooks were no longer a thing in the game. However, that's actually not the case. You can actually still get duplicate logbooks through random chance, not through the 20 drop thing, no. So, for example, if after the enemy, after the 20 drop thing, so for example, if I kill 20 normals here, well, I already have the normal logbook, but if I get after the 20 normal kills, there's still a 0.3% chance, or slightly above 0.3% chance, that the normal will still drop its logbook. However, I don't get anything from duplicate logbooks, so it is in my proposition that I get something for duplicate logbooks. Now, I have in the past suggested some ideas to the developers, and they've actually implemented some ideas. So it's not like I've had harebrained ideas that developers have not listened to. Some ideas, for example, that developers have listened to is variable tower limits. You may not know this, but the tower limits, the 40 at solo, the 30 in duo, the 25 in trio, and the 20 in quads, that's actually my idea. I was the first person to propose that idea to the developers all the way back in, I think, the Overhaul update, and they actually used the idea. Now, I don't have any evidence for it because it was in a testing server, but they did actually use my idea. And I just wish that I saved that. So again, it's not like all of my ideas are completely harebrained without any focus whatsoever. So, and the developers have used them in the past. So, should duplicate logbooks actually give you something? Now, in terms of currently in the game, no. So, with what the current features in the game currently have, no. So, in the case of spawning them into, say, sandbox mode, with the current feature set in the game, it shouldn't really be the case where duplicate logbooks give you anything in sandbox mode, because currently, with the current feature set, it's not really set up for duplicate logbooks. Like, what are they to do? It's like duplicate skins back in the day. You may remember back in the day, you could get duplicate skins. However, they didn't give you anything. There was a case, and I might actually talk about it in the future, but that you could actually get duplicate skins, and it was meant to be a feature. But the feature was never actually implemented properly, and you got duplicate skins for basically nothing, no reason whatsoever. So why am I proposing that duplicate logbooks be a thing in Tower Defense Simulator? Well, it kind of still gets that element of random chance that I still kind of think is a somewhat good idea-ish, and kind of implements the feature that the developers did kind of want, like the randomness of the logbooks, but still also has the guaranteed chance of the 20 logbook kill thing. Now, with the duplicate logbooks, it'll take the same odds as before, so for example, like lower health enemies, they'll have like a 0.3% chance of dropping, while high health enemies, they'll have like a 5% chance of dropping, so it'll still be tedious to grind it out. But what do I propose duplicate logbooks do? Now, I don't know specifically. I propose like some sort of Arsenal kind of thing. I don't know if Arsenal does this, but back in the day, definitely when I was still playing it, when you combine, say, duplicate characters or whatever, you get like some special flare skin or whatever. That kind of feature could probably maybe be implemented for Tower Defense Simulator, like, I don't know, in sandbox mode. If you get like duplicate logbooks, you may be able to spawn in enemies with like a flare or like a special effect. Nothing like too fancy, so people who miss out on it don't feel left out, but something like, I don't know, a flare of some kind. Now, obviously, people being completionists, they would probably still grind out duplicate logbooks for like flares or whatever. But, I don't know, maybe people would still do that. Or, in the case of duplicate logbooks, maybe they just have like a number saying, oh, you've collected this amount of logbooks for the enemy. So, like, for example, if you somehow get the Patient Zero logbook again after you get to the 20 guaranteed logbooks, you see, okay, you have ~2 logbooks or whatever. And, I don't know, maybe you can combine it for some kind of rare thing or whatever. Or, like, I don't know, a collector's item. I don't know, if you get 10 logbooks of the same enemy, you get, I don't know, the premium crate or a deluxe. No, the developers won't do a deluxe crate, but you know, you get a high grade crate, for example, after you get 10 logbooks of the same enemy. Like, they won't ever do that, I don't think. But it would be kind of cool if they were to implement that duplicate logbooks to be part of a feature of some kind. Like here, so okay, so for example, for the boomer, right, it says, I don't know, collected 2 times, or for the abnormal here, collected 3 times, or the abnormal boss collected twice or whatever. You could also have it on a per game mode basis, like the amalgamation only appears once, but for example, something like the breakers, that appears on all modes. So like collected once on easy mode, collected once on hardcore mode, or whatever. I don't know. A logbook trading system maybe a bit too far-fetched, because like what would you trade logbooks for? I don't know, like obviously the Frost Spawner or something, that'll be like the most sought after logbook because that is so rare. And then once like the legacy stuff gets removed, for example, I believe the current challenge map, as I recall this, is Vanguard. So currently right now the Necromancer boss, so the Dark Necromancer is not currently available, nor is the Summoner boss, so all the way over here, the S. So the Summoner boss isn't also available as well. So these logbooks are actually kind of rare. Imagine a logbook trading system where you can actually get these. Obviously, it will defeat the purpose of the logbook system because you're collecting these to appear in your system. But it would be kind of cool to have like a number here saying you collected this enemy twice. So there's like a guaranteed chance of getting it after the 20, but there's also a random chance of getting it after you collected it the 20 times or the 20 kills. And maybe there could be like an implementation of a feature. Like I know back in the day there was like the Platinum crate for defeating the map in all game modes, and then 5 different maps. But maybe something like that for enemies. I don't know, because like the current crate system with the limited amount of skins that we have, it's not currently set up for where there could be like a system for like a type of crate. That's why I'm suggesting, I don't know, like a mid-grade crate, for example. If you collect 5 times of like a certain enemy, for example, if you collect 5 breaker 3s, for example, you get a mid-grade crate or a high-grade crate. Like, probably not as good as a high-grade crate, but maybe a mid-grade crate, for example. Maybe that would be enticing enough for people to, like, grind out the game, maybe. Or even casually play the game to grind while grinding out logbooks, you know? Because, like I said, the chances of getting a duplicate logbook is really low because it's like 0.3% to 5%. 5% for being the bosses, and then 0.3% for something like, I don't know, the abnormals, the speedies, the quicks, the low health enemies. So this isn't going to be like a game-breaking feature. So having a reward for getting a duplicate logbooks isn't going to be exactly game-breaking. So that's why I'm suggesting that duplicate logbooks not be fixed and actually become part of the feature set for Tower Defense Simulator. It could actually become something that the developers desire, and that the player base desires, and it could actually become a feature that people actually really like. And like, I'd admit logbooks was a feature that I thought people may not like. I personally wouldn't like it because the original idea that people would collect logbooks just to spawn into sandbox mode wasn't an idea that I thought people would like, but actually people actually do love it for some reason. I just didn't understand why. It's just a logbook. Like, you only spawn it into sandbox mode, but yet people love it. I don't know why, even though it's completely useless. It's just people like to track it, and yet it's a masterstroke from the developers to have it implemented into the game. So duplicate logbooks, make it a thing. And the beauty about duplicate logbooks is you can timescale stuff to like grind out some of the easier logbooks, but you can't actually use Robux to get logbooks. Like, I'm playing the game here as like a normie, and I can't use Robux, like my 500,000 Robux, to actually grind out the game quicker. That's the thing with logbooks. You can't pay to win logbooks. They are actually a legitimate way of seeing how much experienced you are at the game. And like, yeah, you can, like, for example, for the Frost Siege Engine and the Frost Spawner, yeah, you can pay your way to get Robux, and for that, yeah, okay, fair enough. But the amount of logbooks you have, it's more how much dedication, how much time you have, rather than how much you can spend in the game. And like, yes, earlier on, it's like, yeah, okay, you could probably spend to like skip the tedious grinding parts for like some towers. But it is more or less an honest, true indication of how much time you can spend in the game playing it, rather than how much you can spend on Robux, or how much you can spend in Robux terms on the game. So yeah, it is true indication of like, I don't know, how much people play the game. This is like unlike skins or quests where you can like buy your way. For like example, mission quests, like I could pay my way to get the Please Donate Simulator Tower or like the skins. I can't do that for the Please Donate. I can't do that for, say, the logbooks. So if duplicate logbooks were to be implemented, it was like, yes, you actually got random chance or random luck to actually get these logbooks in the game. In biology, we have a term for it. It's called honest signals. Yeah, this is an honest signal, nearly enough, of like true dedication to Tower Defense Simulator. And also, duplicate logbooks are like really rare. Like in this game of intermediate mode, I haven't gotten a single duplicate logbook. So it's not as OP as my idea isn't as OP as like developers would probably think it is. Like 0.3% chance is like barely anything.